Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Able Voices podcast. I'm Dr. Rhoda Bernard, founding managing director of the Berkeley Institute for Accessible Arts Education and the assistant chair of the Music Education Department at Berkeley College of Music. And I am proud to present this podcast featuring disabled artists and arts educators. We are inviting disabled artists to be guest hosts for the Able Voices podcast. Our next guest host and today's guest is Tara Allen. Tara Allen, she, her, identifies as a queer, neurodivergent, and disabled music psychologist, music educator, advocate, and bass clarinetist. She holds a BM in instrumental music education with concentrations in instrumental wind band and bass clarinet from the Crane School of Music and an MA in psychology of music from the University of Sheffield. Her master's thesis, "The Bees Are Too Loud, ADHD'ers Sound Preferences as an Aid Daily Task Completion," focused on how ADHDers use sound and/or music to help cope with completion of mundane tasks and the combined social hardships. Her research areas of interest are neurodivergent and music perception and cognition, learning, processing, behavior, and accessible music education. She has been advocating for neurodivergent and disabled musicians through a variety of platforms since 2020. She has a podcast, Breaking the Third Wall in Music, that invites disabled and/or neurodivergent musicians to discuss disability topics in the music scene. She has spoken on the Brave New Sound and marching arts education. She has also given talks at universities, conferences, and organizations about neurodivergence. Lastly, she is a bass clarinetist and an active performer in a variety of contemporary, classical, and popular musical ensembles.
Welcome to the Able Voices podcast. My name is Tara Allen, and I'll be your guest host for the next few episodes. Today, we are joined by Sarah Lucas Page. Sarah Lucas Page is an award-winning composer who has dedicated her life to the art of music, activism, and continually pushing the boundaries of her creative expression. She has been creating and performing new clarinet music with the purpose of helping fight injustice and bring awareness to issues within the LGBTQIA+ community, as well as women and neurodivergent people.
Hi, I am Sarah. I'm really excited to be here today. Thank you so much, Tara, for that introduction.
Awesome. Super happy to have you, Sarah. Our first question is, I'd like to start off by asking you to tell us your story as an artist. How do you start as an artist, and how did you get to where you are today?
That is such an interesting question. So I started playing clarinet when I was 9 years old, and it just kind of suited me. Clarinet was just me. And by the time I got to high school, I was like, well, I'll just do band. And then I started writing my own music and arranging music, and I did choir. And by the time I was a senior and trying to decide where I was going to go to college, what I was going to do, I kind of just decided, well, music is the thing I'm good at. So I will go do that. And when I went to a community college and then university, and I really just kind of developed my own sense of artistry and who I wanted to be as an artist.
I mean, I would love to hear a little bit more about, maybe the specifics of what you mean by your own artistry, because I think as artists and musicians, our artistry is so unique to ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really wanted to start creating music that meant something. I guess to everyone that means different things, but something that when it goes back to activism, how music can say so many things. I wanted my music, both my performances and the music I wrote, to fight for something that I believed in.
Awesome. Thank you. Our next question is, I'd like you to tell us about your experiences as a self-identified neurodivergent artist.
Yeah, so I recently was diagnosed with ADHD, I would say about 5 years ago. And it has been quite an adventure to navigate that about myself and learning those things and learning tools. And it, someone who's been largely a part of academia, it is very interesting the differences that like before I knew for sure, and then after, and self-advocating and trying to navigate music academia as a neurodivergent person. It's been interesting. And so it like kind of like goes back to where I like to create music that has a purpose, and that like it's just important to bring up those issues. I think outside of academia, it's been really nice finding the people that I connect with on this level, like you, Tara.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And finding the people that are my people, and especially on like social media, it's been really nice to be able to create art with other people and connect on our neurodivergent level.
Kind of on that a little bit, I have a bit of a follow-up question.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to young neurodivergent clarinetists, musicians, artists who are starting to learn how to advocate for themselves in the industry and their voice, just from your own experience?
Yeah. I would feel like any musician and just like any artist, you are worth so much, and worth so much more than you believe. Whether you are neurodivergent or not, advocating for yourself and for what you need is the most important. And never stop fighting for what you need.
100%. I know that our listeners would like to hear about the arts education that you received. Can you talk about how you learned in the arts and how you continue to learn in the arts today?
Yeah, I started my arts and music journey at Glendale Community College in Glendale, Arizona. It was the first time I was actually taking music more seriously than I was before, just practicing a ton. That's also where I started to write music a little bit more than I was in high school. Um, and I feel like those steps I took at the community college really helped me with knowing that, like, oh yeah, this is definitely where I'm supposed to be. And I was doing a music education program there at the community college, and I kind of realized about myself that I love teaching and I love learning, but I don't know if like public school was really the best option for me. And especially with a music education degree, that's kind of the like career path that you have if you only do a bachelor's degree. And so from there, I decided I was going to transfer to Arizona State, and I did a music composition degree, and I graduated from there in 2023. I am so happy with that decision now, because I still get to teach and I love it. But now I feel like I have way more career paths open. And it's also why I even decided to like go to grad school, was that just knowing that I could, and then I had more career paths open than just teaching. So I went to Western Washington University for my master's, and I feel like that's really where my artistry really flourished, in Washington State. I was just really supported, not only just as a musician, but as a neurodivergent person. The school is just so welcoming and so helpful, and the professors are amazing. I'm going to shout out like one of my most favorite professors, Dr. Felicia Youngblood. I love her so much. She not only just helped me with like just like loving myself as a person in music and like knowing that I have a space here, but just like she's also a neurodivergent musician and teacher and professor and scholar. And it was just really amazing to see that kind of amazing representation as my professor. So yes, Dr. Felicia Youngblood, look her up. She is amazing. And after my master's, I just graduated. I just started my doctorate program at University of North Carolina, Greensboro, where I'm actually doing clarinet performance instead of composition, because I wanted more options for careers and more options to teach. And I just wanted to focus more on playing now than just writing. And it has been such a great adventure living all over the country and learning so many different things, not only just about myself and like school wise, but just learning so much about the country and the culture and the people that live here. it's really, really been fun and interesting.
Yeah, I think the important thing is always like for people who are listening is like our careers are fluid and they're not always rigid. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
best part about learning and going new places. You know, you talked a few times about a variety of career opportunities. For you, what would you think, given your many qualifications, I would say many hats, because it seems like you would probably want a few options at the same time. What would that
Mm-hmm.
look like for you once you graduate with your PhD, do you think? Or are you hoping
Yeah,
for?
I think my perfect dream scenario is that I have a community college job where I am teaching clarinet and composition, maybe like a music history or music theory kind of course, where I get to teach at a college level, but then I'm also playing like in a community orchestra, or if I move back to Washington, maybe joining like Formation Wind Band, which is an all
Mm-hmm.
women wind
Mm-hmm.
ensemble, and then writing music, maybe for myself, maybe for other people. That's kind of like my dream scenario,
Mm-hmm.
is to teach college and play on the side and write music. And
What are your niche composition areas and styles that you like writing in? I'd love to learn more. I obviously know clarinet because I see all the clarinet music from the clarinet community, being one
yeah,
myself, but
uh, it is so hard. So I actually really loved writing. I don't say loved as in past tense, but I love writing wind band music. I think like growing up as a band kid, I just love it.
then
And so I
like,
really wanted to like primarily write band music,
mm-hmm.
but I think like the year like started in like 2022. I like got my first big girl commission and to write a clarinet quartet, and then like for ever since then it was just like clarinet, 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 because I just kept getting asked to write for clarinet. So like, I mean, like, what am I gonna do? Say no? And so I kind of like made a name for myself just writing for clarinets, and I would say kind of like my niche styles. I think it just depends because I have a couple pieces that like rely heavily on like fixed media, almost like EDM kind of beats.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also write really, I don't want to say classically like style, but like I just finished a piece for clarinet and piano that is like much more like romantic style of music, but like my own little twists of like kind of like jazz
Mm-hmm.
harmony of like sixths and ninths and chords and stuff. But then I'm also writing a lot of funk music. And so like I don't think I have like one particular niche or style. I like to write all kinds of different music. And I think that's why I get asked to write so much, because I can can just like put on so many different like style hats of like, oh, what do you want? Okay, I got it.
But I think that makes a great composer, though. You know, you're producing music that everyone wants to hear and listen to, and everyone can
Mhm.
enjoy at some capacity, which is really great.
Yeah, I remember like one of my like composition studio classes, there was a visiting professor that came in. He was like, "Yeah, we play the music we like to play, but then we
Mm-hmm.
write the music we like to listen to."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "That's so valid because I love playing like romantic era Brahms, French
Mm-hmm.
competition pieces, but I love to listen to like Michael Lowenstern."
Mm-hmm.
And so there's like a real, I feel like that's a really good mix of like what I like to play versus what I'm writing.
As a music psychologist, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Our music reflects in our memories and the things that we like, and it's
Hmm.
both preference to what we listen to and what we write and what we create.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Kind of on topic, I understand that you have a bit of music you'd like to share with us. Can you please tell us a little bit
Yeah.
about what we're going to listen to?
Yeah. So in my journey of understanding that I am a neurodivergent person, and that I have ADHD, and that all of my little suspicions of who I was accurate, kind of coming to terms and just learning more about myself, I wrote this piece called Neurodivergent for bass clarinet and fixed media. And kind of how I wrote the piece is I use different pitches to like create the word neurodivergent here throughout like the beginning and throughout the piece as a whole. It was a very healing journey to write this piece and kind of putting all of my emotions out there in the music, where there's like huge like bass drops and that like quickly turn into beautiful lines with like harp and vibraphone with the bass clarinet. And I did this just because of how I know my brain works. I'm just like switching from like being okay to not being okay so quickly. And I just really love this piece, and so I wanted to share it, not only because I feel like it fits the topic of this podcast, but because I feel like that's where I got my start of writing like music that's for like activist purposes and for music that means something. It's for a purpose.
Listeners would love to hear about what you're working on today. Can you please tell us about one of or all of your current projects?
Oh, so many projects. So recently I just won a research competition for the International Clarinet Association. That's all about like body size in music performance. But more specifically, my topic is reshaping the stage, fat body politics in clarinet performance. And so, yeah, just won that research competition. So I'm currently working on an article right now for the Clarinet Journal about this research. So that it's really interesting, kind of a plug that I am also a scholar. And then some like music projects I'm doing. I have a consortium open right now for a soloist with choir, like instrument choir, not vocal choir, and solo instrument with instrument choir and drum set. It's really cool because my first commission by a saxophonist that we decided we were going to make multiple versions of this piece. Owen plays this alto sax primarily, and so he wanted an alto sax with sax choir and drum set. And I was like, well, let's make a bari sax version too. And I was like, oh, like I want to play this, so let's make a clarinet version and a bass clarinet version. So I have 4 different versions of this piece up for right now that you can join the consortium. And it's funky, and for all the instruments we'll include like multiphonics and slap tongue and just like some really cool funky lines. I am really excited about this piece. It's called Pop It because there will be a lot of slap tongue. If you don't know what slap tongue is, it's like slapping the reed against the mouthpiece, and it sounds very poppy.
It's like a thunking sound, like thunk, thunk, thunk.
Yeah.
It's like an unpitched thunking sound.
Yeah. I love it. I love the technique, and I think it sounds really cool, especially on saxophone.
Mm-hmm.
And Owen does it really well, so I wanted to make sure we could showcase that. Yeah, so I'm really excited about the piece. My previous clarinet professor actually joined the consortium, so I'm so excited for her to direct my graduate program clarinet choir.
I can't wait to see it and hear it. It's a recording. Sounds like it's going to be amazing. I do love a good slap tongue sound.
It's Owen's going to premiere the alto sax version. I believe it's November 22nd at Western Washington University. Yeah, you'll see lots of videos of the piece because I'm so excited about it.
I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I can't think of any other projects. I'm still kind of sorting out through like dissertation topics. I thought I would continue on my research about like fat bodies and music, but I think because of this, like where we are in the United States, I've been thinking about doing like protest music, like really like researching like where it comes from and how we can use it to make a difference because it makes a lot of difference. The arts are huge points of activism. So I was thinking about doing like a commission project, creating music, all for protest.
That sounds amazing. Finally, what advice would you give to neurodivergent artists?
I think the best piece of advice I have is you are good enough, you are worthy, and you have a space here. I think even now I still struggle with like imposter syndrome all of the time, and so I always remind myself that it's like I have a space here, I'm meant to be here, and you as a neurodivergent artist should know you have a place here.
100%. All around. Lastly, can you tell our audience where they can follow your work online?
Yeah, I am heavily, chronically online. It is not good, but it means I update all of my followers all the time. I have an Instagram that I update the most, which is at Lucas Page Music, LucasPageMusic. And that's also my Facebook. It's the same at, they're connected, so you probably get the same updates no matter which one you check. And then you can also go to my website, which is also lucaspagemusic.com. I just try to keep it easy.
She has a lot of amazing music on her page. You should totally go purchase it. It's great.
Thank you.
I personally purchased. Spectacular.
I'm still waiting for your performance of Neurodivergent.
In the near future. It would be fitting for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can work on a collab.
I am always down for collabs.
Oh, let's go, Sarah. Again, thank you, Sarah, for taking your time to speak with us today. More so me, but also the audience. And I'm sure everyone has loved getting to know you and hearing about your work. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it, and I hope to hear more neurodivergent artists come on soon.
Able Voices is a production of the Berklee Institute for Accessible Arts Education, led by me, Dr. Rhoda Bernard, the founding managing director. It is produced by Daniel Martinez del Campo. The intro music is by Kai Levin, and our closing song is by Sebastian Batista. Kai and Sebastian are students in the arts education programs at the Berklee Institute for Accessible Arts Education. If you would like to learn more about our work, find us online at berkeley.edu/BIAAE or email us at BIAAE@berkeley, that's LEE.edu.